When Jamie Carragher named Kenny Dalglish as Liverpool's greatest ever player, it reignited a debate, well, for perhaps the newer Liverpool supporters, that for many fans was a debate that has already been settled. Because for decades, the top of Liverpool's all-time list has revolved around two names in particular, Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard. But to really understand why Dalglish is so often placed number one, you have to go beyond surface-level arguments. You have to look at the full picture. Dalglish arrived at Liverpool in 1977, replacing Kevin Keegan, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner at the time. That alone tells you the level of pressure. But what followed wasn't just a smooth transition, it was an elevation. As a Liverpool player, Dalglish made 515 appearances, scoring 172 goals. But the numbers only tell a part of the story. Because during that time, he won 6 First Division titles, 3 European Cups in 1978, 1981 and 1984, 1 FA Cup, 4 League Cups. This wasn't a player collecting medals on the periphery. This was a player at the centre of one of the most dominant club sides football has ever seen. But what made Dalglish different wasn't just output, it was how he played. He wasn't explosive, he wasn't physically overwhelming, he was cerebral. Dalglish operated in tight spaces with an almost unnatural level of awareness. His first touch, his ability to shift his body, and his vision allowed him to play between the lines in a way that defenders simply couldn't track. If you want a modern comparison, think of a blend between Lionel Messi's close control and spatial awareness, and Harry Kane's ability to drop deep and link play. But even that doesn't fully capture it, because Dalglish was doing this in an era where pitches were worse, defenders were more aggressive, and tactical structures were far less forgiving. He could receive the ball under pressure, roll a defender, and then either finish or create in one movement. Everything was efficient, everything was intelligent, and that's why teammates trusted him, because he always made the right decision. Then came the second chapter of his legacy. In 1985, Dalglish became player manager, and instead of struggling with that responsibility, he thrived. As manager, he won 3 more First Division titles, 2 FA Cups, including the famous 1985-86 double. So now you're not just talking about a player who dominated an era, you're talking about someone who led that era from the touchline as well. But even trophies and stats still don't fully explain why Dalglish is so revered. Because his importance to Liverpool goes beyond football. Following the Hillsborough disaster, Dalglish became the emotional leader of the club. He attended funerals, he supported families, he carried the weight of the club during its most painful period. And that's something no statistic can quantify. That's why he isn't just respected, that's why he's loved. In a way, you can view him as somewhat of a combination of 2 other legends that we have in Steven Gerrard and Mo Salah, but that he was the one that also came before them. He had that emotional connection and being the leader of the Liverpool side, as well as being a phenomenal player just like what Gerrard was. But then he also had the statistical, both personal and team success that Mo Salah has had during his time at the club too. And to top it all off, he also had success as a manager as well. Him and Gerrard for many sit right at the very top in the number 1 position of the all-time Liverpool greats. Gerrard represents individual brilliance, loyalty and carrying Liverpool through difficult periods. Dalglish represents dominance, intelligence and defining what Liverpool was at its peak. And that's why so many fans, not just Carragher, give Kenny that slight edge and place him at number 1. Because his legacy isn't built on moments. It's built on complete influence. On the pitch, on the touchline and within the identity of the club itself. Kenny Dalglish isn't just Liverpool's greatest ever player to many. He's the benchmark. The standard, the reason the word greatness even exists at Anfield. And that's why, decades later, he's still called the King.